agenda. Excuse me, June 8th, 2020. We'll call this meeting to order. Ms. Wester, roll call, please.
Thunderbird,
Here.
Beard,
Here.
Terrell,
Present.
Kennard,
Here.
Files,
Here.
Wester, present. Martell,
Present. We have a quorum. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We now move into the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature by the Board of Education and will be acted on by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items. If any member of the board or any citizen requests discussion of an item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will become the first item of business under the report of the superintendent portion of the agenda. Item A, to approve the minutes of the Board of Education special meeting May 20th, 2020 and May 27th, 2020. Item B, to approve the bills for payment as submitted by Angela Rudolph, Director of Business and Operations, in the amount of $665,665.47. Item C, to approve the personnel actions as submitted by Human Resources, Employment, Latoya Weston, Student Services Front Desk Operations at Board of Education Office, effective May 18th, 2020, and Retirement, Margie McAnally, Superintendent at Board of Education Office, effective June 30th, 2020. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Ms. Wester. I have a couple revisions to the minutes. I would like to read those and then send those minutes out once we do the motion, if that's okay with you.
I have no objection. Does the board wish to just remove it to the first item or add the revisions right now and approve?
She can just add them now. I mean, if she's reading them off, then it's.
I have no objections. Go ahead, please.
This is Kennard. I have no objections either.
Okay, thank you. The first couple are going to be from our special meeting from May 20th. It would be on page 3, and it's under the discussion of the minutes. Ms. Piles had, in the minutes, it states that the minutes were removed at the last meet. The minutes were removed, being they read like a dialogue as opposed to a summary, that the minutes did not change but are aligned with the proper format. We needed to take out the word "are" and make it "were," because, to say that they were put in a line toward the format. And then also with Ms. Thunderbird, under the same discussion, it said discussion on how much detail we have in our minutes as they are notes. It should be "are not." We need to insert the word "not" after "are" to make it "are not notes." The other one for 520 was, we had 2 closed sessions on that day, but we did it under one closed session. So I wanted to remove the second closed session that did not have any motions, and we combine it with the first one. So it's going to be a closed session for consideration of written legal opinion of Counsel of Thurn Law, as well as under the MCLA 15.28C for the strategy session connected with the negotiations of the collective bargaining unit. So those were for the 20th, and I just had one for the 27th, which would be page 4. We were discussing the ad hoc committee, and I omitted President Martell's comment. So I'm inserting that comment, which was the board president can appoint committee members per our board policy. Those are the 4 changes to both sets of minutes. And I'll be sending out the revised minutes at the end of our meeting tonight, so everyone has a copy of them.
Mr. President, so do we have a motion and a support?
I'll make the motion that we, I'm sorry, that we approve our consent agenda with the revisions that were just announced.
Support.
This is Kennard. I support.
Did we lose Ed?
Sorry, excuse me. Motion by Ms. Wester, supported by Ms. Kennard. Is there any discussion before we vote? Roll call, please.
Kennard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Stiles,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell,
Yes. Motion passes. The consent agenda is approved. We are going to now move into the student spotlight portion of the agenda. We have RHS class of 2020 valedictorian and salutatorian speeches. Mr. Cooper?
Good afternoon, family and friends. My name is Anaya Green Pickens, and I am proud to be the salutatorian of Romulus Senior High School's class of 2020. My family and I moved to Romulus when I was 7 years old. I have been a student of the Romulus Community School District since 2nd grade. My mother has always taught me that the key to reach any dream is knowledge. So being an engaged, enthusiastic learner has been embedded with me since the first day of school. Coming to a new school district created anxiety within me, and yet Wick Elementary welcomed me with open arms and kindness. The following year of coming to Wick Elementary, I have gained mathematical challenges. Mrs. Askew helped me get over my mathematical challenges, and my year concluded in me receiving an award for completing every level of the Math Star test. And yet, the support didn't stop there. My 4th and 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Miller's support and teaching went beyond the classroom setting. She further enhanced my academic skills and taught me how to be active in my community through a program called Emerging Young Leaders, which was organized by Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. My most memorable moment at Wick Elementary was when I was voted student body president. I learned what it is to be the voice and support of my fellow peers. I never stopped learning and living by the foundational principles taught to me by the staff at Wick Elementary. I am proud to be a product of the Romulus Community Schools. During middle school, we all know it's a time for exploration and new social challenges. Bright Futures Miss Amanda and staff taught me to embrace and love myself. Bright Futures taught me to never give up and to have grit, which is an acronym that means give it your all, redo as necessary, ignore the feeling to give up, and take your time to do the best. In Bright Futures, I learned all sorts of mindfulness activities and strategies to keep me motivated and disciplined that I still use today. Thank you to the staff of Romulus Middle School and their community partners. Due to the pour-in and build-up I received in elementary and middle school, I felt prepared for high school. Despite other educational offerings, I chose to remain in Romulus Community Schools and attend Romulus High School. I stayed at Romulus High School because I feel like we are all a part of a big happy family. Mr. Niedermeyer, Ms. Tharko, Ms. Dennis, Dr. Petroda, and Dr. Nelson. I would like to give you a special thanks for supporting me through these last 4 years of high school. I am proud to be a product of the Romulus Community Schools. Due to the work ethic and discipline I have acquired over my years of schooling, I am confident in my future academic ventures. Once I complete my associate's degree through the Romulus Early College Program in partnership with the Wayne Community College, I aspire to attend a historical Black university and pursue a career in the medical field. Now, to the class of 2020. What a year, what a year, what a year. All of our activities and celebrations were stripped right from under us. Take this time to look to your peer to your left. Now look to your peer to your right. What do we see? We are all still here. Nothing can hold back the class of 2020, not even the pandemic or the racism of America. We are all blessed to be safe and healthy during this chaotic time. However, this pandemic and police brutality is strongly affecting communities of color. I think it's appropriate for us to take a moment of silence for our families, friends, and communities affected by the virus and those murdered by the police. Thank you. I would like to finish with a quote in the scripture. Instead of letting your hardships and failures discourage or exhaust you, let them inspire you. Michelle Obama. And remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you.
First, I would like to say, hi, Mr. Babbler. He told me to say that. As I was writing this speech, I started to reminisce. Elementary school. I didn't start off the best in academics, but I worked hard to do my best. I remember having field days and eating popsicles afterwards. Middle school. I remember going on leadership trips with Mr. Edwards and Mrs. Meeker. I remember 7th grade getting on the wrestling team, getting violently slammed on the mat, winning 2 bronze medals, and winning a trophy for RMS, which was the first trophy in a long time that our school received. High school. I remember doing too much stuff for me to name. I remember winning pep rally games with my class. I remember almost losing my voice at homecoming games and my feet hurting after homecoming dances. I remember hearing us all complain about coming to school so early in the morning. But who would have thought? Who would have thought that this would happen? Senior canceled early, prom doesn't seem special anymore, and graduation not looking like anything we envisioned. I could say something cliche like, with our 2020 vision, we will all see our future clearly and overcome every obstacle with ease. But the truth is, every obstacle will not be easy to overcome. Sometimes it will knock you down. And we could not see anything like a pandemic ruining our senior year. So how could we possibly see what we want to do for the future? The truth is, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be anything but clear, but we are going to be alright. What I learned so far is that yes, even though some obstacles are going to knock us down, and yes, the future is scary to think about, we just need to pick ourselves up, believe that we are capable of doing anything, and support one another. If we do those things, no one can stop the class of 2020 from shaking up how this world works by becoming the next teachers, authors, artists, skilled tradesmen, CEOs, doctors, and even presidents. We are the class of 2020. We can get through anything. No other class had experience like us. We're going to be in the history books. Some may call this moment an obstacle that will break the class of 2020, but I call it our advantage. We know how to work through difficult times, keep a level head, get the job done, and have a little fun along the way. We are all thankful for our teachers, parents and guardians, administrators, and everyone who has supported us through our academic, athletic, and or extracurricular careers. They're the ones who have loved, supported, and shaped us to who we are today. I know I am personally thankful for my parents for supporting me on, as many of you know, multiple activities and endeavors, for exposing me to new opportunities every single day, and staying up with me those late nights when I was doing my homework, showering me in your endless love to make sure I was alright. Mrs. Rice, my National Honor Society advisor, who I've known since kindergarten. No matter the time of day or month out of the year, I know I can call you to assist me. I don't know how my life would have been without your kind soul. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to be able to serve as NHS president by your side. Mrs. Marino, from the day I stepped into the school, you have welcomed me with open arms. I knocked on your door too many times to count, but I'm glad that you were there to assist me. And to all of the teachers who helped me when I had to run around for scholarships, who pushed me to grow, and allowed me to be a thorn in your side and plead my case on why I absolutely needed extra credit when I had to be in your class. To those I did not mention, I still deeply appreciate you all. It is that I had 5 minutes to do my speech, and I'm over by 3. Our parents might say they are ready for us to leave, and our teachers seem to be doing their happy dance whenever we left the school. But they care about us. We always hold a special place in their hearts. They might have known you for basically all of your life, or only for a few months, but they are overcome with joy to see our accomplishments. Without our educators and parents, we wouldn't be us. They invested in us knowing that one day, this class of 2020 will become their bright future to look forward to. It aches my heart to say goodbye to the Ramos family that I have grown to love and have impacted me and my peers. So let's give a round of applause to those who have made a difference in our lives. I wanted this speech to be different from any other speech. I pondered on how I could make this graduation different, and that sparked a light bulb in my head. We are a family, an Eagle family. And it's not just my graduation, it's our graduation. And if it's our graduation, why can't my speech be our speech? So I posed the question to a couple of my classmates. What would they like to say at our class graduation? Since saying everyone's answers would take too long, I took a few answers at random. Jessica said, every class has a story, but we made history. I'm thankful for everyone who have been there for me. Farron said, it's been a long journey, but we made it. We have been through thick and thin. We bonded. I'm glad to be a part of the class of 2020. Last but not least, Colin said, thank you to all the teachers who have taken their time to improve my life. And thank you to all of my fellow classmates for sticking around for the ride. We have laughed while skating, cried when upperclassmen left, danced at homecoming, agonized over taking tests, and started and ended our journey of high school as a group. I know we had many more memories to make, but it was cut short because of the pandemic. Nevertheless, the experiences we had already made will be memories that we will remember for a lifetime. That basically makes us family, an Eagle family. Birds of a feather flock together. I understand this is a scary moment in everyone's lives, and you might not know what to do. But as many people told me, I am going to tell you. We are going to be fine. It might seem like you are always getting the short end of the stick and not getting the recognition that you deserve. But life is a marathon. The race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure it. Make sure you get up one more time than you are knocked down. Beauty fades, but education and hard work will never falter. You are only going to be 18, 19, and 20, and so on only once in your life. So it's okay to have fun from time to time. It's okay to smell the roses, look up at the sky, and just smile. But when it matters, stay focused, work hard, and pay attention, for you only have one crack at this thing called life. So with my last departing words as the class of 2020 valedictorian, I would just like to say, congratulations, we did it. I don't think you understand how much hard work we had done to get to this moment. I have seen many of you grow into wonderful individuals throughout high school, and I can't wait for what the future brings. No one can take this moment away from you, not even the coronavirus. So let's get up one more time than we are knocked down and show this world what we are made of. This is the Eagle way. For everything we went through, I'm honored to call myself a Ramos Eagle. Thank you.
Thank you again to our salutatorian and valedictorian for their hard work and dedication. And if we just give, I would like to give them a brief applause, although we're in separate locations, just, they put in the work. And we look forward to the graduation, in the upcoming week. At this point in time, we're going to move forward into the public comment. Bear in mind, this is for agenda items only. There's only 4 items on the agenda today. One is for the graduation celebration update, superintendent search, and preservation educational services action item. So if you have something you'd like to discuss other than that, there is a public comment at the end of the agenda. But at this point in time, I will open it up to the public if you'd like to comment on one of those items specifically. If you'd like to, and you please unmute yourself at this time and make your introduction, please. Okay, we are going to move forward to the report of the superintendent. I will turn it over to Ms. Nicole Crockett, and I believe action item A. Ms. Crockett, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. It took everything for me to keep it together. I missed them, and we are an eagle family. So, okay, I'm done. I am going to move on to really quickly. I would like for the board to approve this resolution. All of the counties, all of the school districts in the county are presenting this to our representatives as well as to the governor. And this is just a plea, if you will, to consider making sure that we keep education first as we are being told to brace ourselves for cuts that exceed the cuts that happened in 2010, 2012. We are reaching out to those who can help us to ask that we keep our children first. And so I am going to read this resolution regarding funding to preserve educational services for children. Whereas in March 2020, the coronavirus disease that causes COVID-19 first appeared in Michigan, causing the governor to declare a state of emergency under her powers in the Michigan Constitution. And whereas in response to this emergency, after Michigan school districts were required to cancel in-person learning, school districts have risen to the challenge by being innovative and focused on their unique needs, provided distance learning for all Michigan students. And whereas the COVID-19 pandemic has created tremendous uncertainty on how to provide quality education while maintaining safe conditions for both staff and students, causing districts to face new expenses and challenges for the upcoming school year, including providing personal protective equipment, creating new health screening procedures, increased cleaning costs, reorganization of learning spaces to accommodate social distancing, and expanded access to school-based mental health services. And whereas both the state and national economies have suffered greatly as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has dramatically reduced state and local revenue, placing enormous pressure on the state budget, including the school aid fund, which is predicted to be more than $1 billion below previous estimates for the next 2 years. And whereas due to falling revenues, local school districts face severe budget shortfalls for the next current fiscal year, including a potential proration cut of at least $650 per student and similar budget problems for the upcoming year, making it difficult to provide high quality education, access to technology, and safety for both students and staff. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Romulus Community Schools Board of Education supports the passage of legislation by the U.S. Congress appropriating needed funds to be distributed to states and local districts with maximum flexibility to fill budget gaps during the state of emergency. And be it further resolved, the Romulus Community Schools Board of Education urges congressional action to provide additional funding for the highly successful E-rate program, which helps schools ensure connectivity for online learning. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be transmitted to our governor and to all members of the U.S. House of Representatives and Senate representing the families in our district. and we're asking for you to sign, adopted by the Board of Education of the Romulus Community Schools District, Wayne County, Michigan, at the regular open public meeting thereof held this 8th day of June 2020. And that is the action item, if someone would make that motion.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that the Board of Education approve the resolution regarding funding to preserve educational services for children.
Or,
Mrs. Beard, I support.
oh, go ahead, please. Moved by Ms. Thunderberg, supported by Ms. Beard. Is there any discussion? If I may,
Yes,
oh, go ahead, please, Ms. Kennard.
yes, thank you. I just have a quick question. Although I'm in support of any funding for any educational purposes, but just for my own clarification. So all districts will be having the same language in this resolution. Is that correct, Ms. Crockett?
That is correct.
Okay, and also this resolution, is there the submission of this, is it all going to be done at the same time? Is there a deadline, or is it as we get it done, as we sign it, we just submit it?
As we sign it, we submit it.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kennard. If there is none other, Madam Superintendent, excuse me, I was just wondering, could we also forward this to our state legislators who also have, are instrumental in the state budget, state
Absolutely.
education budget. So,
Absolutely.
other than that, very much in support of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any additional comments on the
I
board?
just had a quick question. This particular resolution, is it going to Wayne Risa and they're submitting it, or I guess how would they get the resolution? Our state representatives, are we reaching out to them from our district, or is Wayne Risa doing that on our behalf? I just was wondering.
I asked that question. I was told that we would be submitting it individually, but I will check again. Mary and I will check again.
Okay, thank you.
If there's no further discussion, it's been moved by Ms. Funderburg, supported by Ms. Beard. We are ready to vote, please.
Piles,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Lester, yes, Martell,
Yes. Motion to pass the resolution is unanimous. We will move forward to the next agenda item, which is, pardon me, the RHS graduation.
Right. So the RHS graduation location has been updated to the WC3D Ted Scott campus. For those of you who were not aware, unfortunately, we planned to have it at the Visteon Center, and at the last minute, they reneged their corporate office, decided against the local office. The corporate office is out of New York, and I guess maybe they had some, with the whole COVID pandemic, they were concerned. They had obviously a great amount of loss in New York, and so they just did not want to be responsible, even though we provided liability insurance. So thankfully, WC3D campus stepped up and provided their space, their area for us. We work with that campus anyway through our early college program. And so the only update, let me present that really quickly. That is the only update to, give me 1 second. That's the only update to that celebration schedule. So I will present that really quickly. Just so that you can see it. Let me get over there. Okay, let me reduce that so it's a little more visible. So that is the only update that's there in red. As you can see, Project Search has already had their, let me go up. Project Search has already had their celebration. Mrs. Marino and I provided some video where everyone is asking for video congratulations. And so we have done that. The RVLC and Adult Ed graduation will be on June 25th at RHS. I have shared already some of the elementary school opportunities to participate. And then there in the maroon, you will see that this Sunday, the drive-up graduation ceremony at the Ted Scott campus. That is by invitation only, just because the students wanted to make sure that they had the people celebrating them involved. So that is everything for now. Besides this, this is the last week of school, and so we are preparing to send our students off, if you will, and preparing for lots and lots of planning for this upcoming year as they continue to provide more direction and guidance.
Mr. Chair, I have a question about the graduation.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we going to be wearing, should board members, if they're attending, wear our caps and gowns that were given for graduations, or are we staying in our cars? How is that whole scenario? Because I noticed you sent a notice out that if we were going to be there at 4:30 and that we would have assigned spaces, but I wasn't sure how the whole dynamics were for the graduation.
That is a great question. Let me find out from Mrs. Marino, and I will send that out to everyone. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you, Ms. Crockett. Are there any additional questions from Ms. Crockett before we move into the next portion of the agenda?
No, this is Kennard. I just have one general question for Ms. Crockett. And with the Wayne County Community College, were they requiring us to have any insurance?
Because they're
no,
because they're an educational facility and we already have a partnership with them. So no, they did not.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any additional? Okay, at this point in time, I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Jay Bennett from the MASB for a brief update on where we are with our superintendent search. Mr. Bennett, the floor is yours.
Hey, that's me. Thank you for having me out tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you for not making me go after the seniors. That was good stuff, and I'm glad I didn't have to follow that. So just a quick update. So the job has been posted. Applications are coming in. We'll continue to collect applications. We're closing the posting on July 14th, so we've got plenty of time for those applications to start coming in. I've talked to some applicants as well, and I know that they are interested, and I'm pushing them to apply for the job as well. The survey is out there. When I looked in today, I had just over 70 surveys that have been completed, so that's good as well. I am meeting with groups starting tomorrow night. So tomorrow night I have, give me 1 second here. So tomorrow night I've got a community meeting. It's at this web address here, and then there's also a dial-in number for that. The SurveyMonkey link is here as well. That's surveymonkey.com/r/ROM search. And then I am also starting some meetings with your staff members this week as well. I've sent those to Mary. Thank you very much for pushing those out. I appreciate it. And that's pretty much where I am. So what kinds of questions do you have for me?
Floor is open for the board.
Mr. Chair, this is Teresa Beard. Mary, this is probably a question for Mary. Mary, are we submitting that press release out to any newspapers to get the word out? And is there a way to get the superintendent search information on the website?
I believe we're going to be putting the survey on the website. I think I sent that. Did I send that to you, Cooper, yet? Okay, I need to make sure you get that. It's the same survey that I sent out to the entire district. Paper-wise, I will have to find out from Dawn, but I believe she's on leave right now. I will find out what we need to do to get it submitted through the paper for that the search is on. But I didn't know if you wanted us to submit, like, the link will be put on the website for people to submit their surveys, but I don't know if we want to put it in Facebook or not, or because we want to try and keep it within our district versus just anyone answering. But I guess they could do that through the website too, so I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any additional from Mr. Bennett?
I guess mine is more or less a comment to whether or not we should put it on social media. I kind of feel like if people have friended the page, they have some sort of connection with Romulus Schools, either former student or employee. I kind of feel like we should share it on the on our social media platforms, but I think maybe I'd refer to Mr. Bennett's expertise on what other schools have done.
Yeah, so I would definitely recommend putting it out on your Facebook and putting it out in other places. We don't have, I've not seen a lot of quote unquote outsiders complete the survey before. It's pretty much people that are committed to the district and have some interest in the district. I mean, quite frankly, most people don't really have time to just sit down and take the survey unless they have a vested interest in taking the survey. So we don't usually get a lot of people that are not, vested or part of the district. That's not to say that we haven't ever, but nothing really comes to mind. And with the number of surveys that we're talking about, even if we get one or two outliers, it'll be pretty clear that they're outliers. So I would definitely push it out as far and wide as you can.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then, seeing that Dawn is on leave, then do we have someone that can fill that capacity to post that information on Facebook? And if so, when will we see it by?
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so we are scheduled to get together on June 22nd, and that will be an opportunity to go over the stakeholder input. So all the survey data and any of the input that I get from any of the sessions that I'm doing. And at that point, we will put together the criteria. We'll attach that criteria to the post. The post is scheduled to close on July 14th. And then we are scheduled to get together on July 20th to work our way through the applications and decide who we'd like to have come in for interviews. So if you don't have anything else for me tonight, then I will see you on June 22nd.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful night.
And before we go into the next portion of the agenda, I wanted to provide some brief updates for the public, specifically about several bids that the board has voted on. Food service, the food service bid will go to the state this week for approval. The entire process takes about a month. Regarding our audit RFP, it was listed last week. We also have some security and custodial bids that this district is considering. So that's where we're at on those. I just want to provide some brief updates. I'm sure that the board has already been updated, of course, but I wanted to keep the public privy as well. At this point in time, we are going to move into the next portion of the, excuse me, misplaced my agenda, excuse me. Next portion of the agenda, and that is communications from the public. This communications and expressions from the public is open to the public, is not restricted to the agenda. I have been advised that we have at least one individual from the public, Mr. Taylor, here with us. There's additional in the order that you wish to speak, please either type your name in the chat or unmute yourself after Mr. Taylor is done. At this point in time, I'm going to turn the floor over to Harold Taylor. Press *6, sir, to unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I do not plan on keeping you long. My name is Harold Taylor. I wear a lot of hats in the community that I'm in. I'm the pastor of True Revelations Ministries, as well as the director of arts for Develop a Dance and Performing Arts Studio. We are currently stationed in Belleville, Michigan, in a plaza right across from the Western campus of Wayne County Community College, in a small storefront. It's been a dream for my wife and I to expand what it is that we do. I know you heard me say pastor, but we're not just about church. We're about outreach into the community and actually enhancing and beautifying what communities need. So if you don't mind, I'm going to just share really quickly. I have a quick slideshow. Hopefully it'll work. Are you all seeing that?
No, sir.
I'm not.
How about now?
No,
Okay, something.
you're on the phone, so I don't know if you're hooked up, but please.
I'm on the computer. Let's see. Okay, maybe that's it.
There you go.
How about now? Okay, really quickly. So I'm interested in the building that you all have, which is located at 35408 Beverly Road, which is the former Lorena G. Burden Memorial Building. I ride past this building almost daily, and I think it's a beautiful building, but it is just sitting. And my wife and I have dreams of, once again, taking a community and enhancing it and doing our best to serve. We've labeled it the Center of Hope, because that's what we definitely believe in, is just providing hope for surrounding communities. So I'll go through this really quickly. We have a few programs that we currently run out of our small space in Belleville. One of them is, like I said, Develop a Dance and Performing Arts Studio. We are a full service performing arts center offering expert instruction in dance, drama, piano, and vocal music. We host an annual production, and we also have a competition dance team, which of course this year the season was cut short because of the COVID pandemic. But you know, our young ladies, as well as our actors and piano students and singers, have many opportunities to perform. We've performed at the Fox Theater. We performed at several Detroit festivals downtown. So our students get the opportunity to showcase their gifts and talents to the general public. Also, what we have an initiative called Girlfriends, Me, Myself, and I. It is a women's outreach program. And the mission of Girlfriends is to support women from all walks of life on their path to business ownership, furthering education, social, emotional healing, and other personal and professional goals. The ladies, they meet once a month, and they kind of keep in check with each other, and they help just support each other in their business goals, personal life, and things of that sort. Every year, we also have an annual expo where we have what's called the Girly Awards, like the girlies, and we honor different women in the community who have done things noteworthy of being recognized and things of that sort. Another program that we have is every summer we have Summer Fun Camp. We offer affordable care and programming for families, young people ages 5 to 14. We have weekly themes. We go on field trips and we do fun activities with them. So they're active and they're learning at the same time, but they have a good time. As you can see the pictures there, that we go to Belle Isle and the museum and things of that sort. Also, every year, we have our annual back to school rally where we offer free food. We have the bouncy houses out and we give away school supplies. And one thing I'm proud of, that we're able to raffle off laptops and Chromebooks for some of our students. We don't have a ton of funding for it, but we do what we can in our community to ensure that our students have what they need as they go to school. And this is the church. I don't like to focus so much on it because I don't want to get it misconstrued that that's all that we do. But we do have service. We're a non-denominational church. We have Bible study. We do Facebook Live and some Zoom meetings. And I myself, I do illustrated sermons and I do sermon series. And one thing we're very proud of is our praise dance team. And they get to go to a lot of different places. They performed at the Charles H. Wright and things of that sort. Here's just some other things that we offer. Family life education. My wife has her master's in family life education. We believe in bringing young people together and having those serious talks, talk about leadership and things of that sort. So we do have a youth group. We're also looking to expand our early childhood education center. And every month after church service on the third Sunday, we have a community meal where everybody is welcome to come eat and fellowship. Here is just a list of some future programming we plan to have in that particular building. We want to do some senior citizens activities. We want to offer after school programming for Romulus students. We want to develop a computer lab and have tutoring programs, do some distance learning, have a workout facility, even offer some GED education and testing, have open gym for young people. We want to bring in the Gleaners and Forgotten Harvest food bank and because there's that big kitchen over there at that building. We also want to offer Alcoholics Anonymous and do a clothes closet and turn the gym into a huge makeshift reception hall and still be able to have basketball in there as well. We want to offer outdoor wedding facility, have some job opportunities, some community service opportunities, and also eventually become a bill payment center for the community. And here are some of the benefits for Romulus Community Schools. The Center of Hope will help beautify and enhance the community surrounding the facility. It's in a wonderful community, and it just seems like those people are just looking for something to be a part of, and that building could be the hub for something great in Romulus. We'll provide a safe place for our students and offer before and after care for the students. Another benefit is that the school is empty, but it'll be open and full of life and activity. So it won't be looked at as a eyesore or, oh, it used to be a school. It can actually be something in use again. We are also willing to offer dance scholarships to Romulus Community School students. This is something that we started a couple years ago, where we would choose some students from each school that the school would choose, of course, and we would offer free classes to our performing arts studio. And also we look forward to having a collaboration and partnership with Romulus Community Schools. So that is that. And so I just wanted to come on and just pretty much introduce myself, and I'm sure I'll be talking with perhaps a real estate agent about any type of offer, but I wanted to make sure that you all understood that this was not just a church trying to move in. We're actually trying to uplift a community center that will provide programming and initiatives to help beautify and enhance the community. Thank you so much. That's my presentation. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. I appreciate you and your efforts, your community efforts, and you have a lot of outstanding programs and ideas in there. I'm going to open it up to the board if they want to ask Mr. Taylor any questions before we move forward.
I have a question.
Yes,
Mr. Taylor, Debbie Piles.
Okay.
Your programs that you presented, that you offer, the dance, the theater, are those offered to children free of charge, or is there a cost for that? And approximately, what is the cost if there is one?
Okay, so there is a cost, but we do offer scholarships. Like I said, like our summer camp, we only charge like $75 a week for the summer camp. So it's based on like a low income type thing. Our dance classes are only $35 for a whole month. So we really, our goal is not so much to make money, but just to make activities affordable for students. We are looking into some grants and some other funding so that we can offer more scholarships for people in need. Yes.
Okay, and I thank you for that. And yeah, because making programs are wonderful. but only as wonderful as they are attainable to community members. So I'm glad to hear that they're at cost-effective price points and also scholarships offered. And one more question I have for you, and then I'll wrap up. I know that building was full of asbestos, and I don't know what kind of condition it's in. But in the event that building is not an option, would you be? And I'm just asking as one board member. I can't make an offer on behalf of the board, but would you be willing to bring a program or two into possibly one of our elementary schools and present it that way for our students and community to gauge interest, to bring it to students so they can access it without having to get to a building? Is that something that you would be willing to consider?
Definitely. It's actually a goal of ours. I did mention that we look forward to having some type of collaboration and partnership within the school district. Once again, our goal is not to quote unquote make money, but to really be a pillar in the community. So yes, that would definitely be a good opportunity.
Thank you. I'm finished, Mr. President.
Okay. This is Board Member Kennard. How are you, Mr. Taylor?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. I have a quick question. Are you coming before us for idea of leasing or purchasing? Which one? I don't think I heard.
Well, I honestly did not mention that. I'm not going to pretend to have $1 million because I don't. My goal would be to work with you all somehow, some way that will benefit you all and us so that we can come to some type of agreement. I did do a walkthrough of the building before. It's not the worst thing and it's not the best thing, but definitely would like to have some conversations about what we can do so that it can work. I've been, I don't know if you all have ever heard of Communities in Schools. I've been working for Communities in Schools for the last 14 years. In our first building in Detroit, the school district leased it to the organization, for like a 10-year span or whatever. I don't know what you all are hoping to do, but I would like to definitely have those conversations.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know that I think that your program initiatives are the type of initiatives that many communities would have and a good thing in their area. And I think that what you presented to us was something, I can't speak for the entire board, but I think it has volume, in terms of where your goal is. And thank you very much for bringing that to us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Are there any additional questions or comments for Mr. Taylor before we move forward?
Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Taylor, this is Danielle Funderburg.
Yes.
Have you been contacted by the realtor yet? Or
no, not as of yet. Like I said, I did walk through the building. This was probably last year sometime with the realtor that's on the sign out there, but not recently. I haven't spoken with anyone, no.
Okay. So I guess, Mr. President, it would just be connecting the two so that they can start conversations. So whichever, I don't know, to work out the specifics of an offer. I've been through the leasing it, and it just in the past, it just has not worked out. So I am not a fan. But as for the property, I know that there had been discussions earlier on what we would do with that property, where I know at one point we even considered like demolition when we were talking about sinking fund dollars and how we would come together to do some things, what needed to be done in the district. And so there have been like just conversations and ideas floating, but there have really been no true resolutions on what we were going to do as a board. So I just think that we just need to open it up for conversations to find out, what's doable at the least expense to the district because, you know, especially in this COVID-19 situation, our funds they're going to be lacking. They're not even limited anymore. And so I just think that, you know, they are great programs that he has, but, you know, the district can't afford to foot the bill. So I think it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had as we explore what our possibilities could be. Thank you.
And Mr. President, this is Ms. Kennard again.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I concur with, Funderburg in terms of I believe the next step will be for the individual to have some type of conversation with our realtor, and then as a board, we need to have some conversation in terms of what our next steps will be.
Thank you both. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Per our discussion last week as a board, I did forward Mr. Taylor's initial request over to our Ms. Crockett to connect with the realtor so that when an official proposal is submitted, it can come before the board for review. So I believe that's where we're at. Ms. Taylor, thank you again for coming on and sharing, and thank you.
Thank you,
And-
sir. Appreciate it.
And we were able to get that information, so we will be making that connection right away.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Mr.
everybody for hearing me. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Are there any additional public comments at this point? Please limit our comments to 3 minutes. If there are, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. If not, we're going to move forward to the comments from the board. I guess we will communications from the board members. I guess we'll go on a roll call form. We can start with Ms. Kennard.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. President, I would like to just say to our valedictorian and salutatorian, thank you very much for those wonderful speeches. It was very inspirational, and as I was listening to them, I jotted down some things that I wanted to share with them, and I just want you to know that I'm very, very proud of you and each one of our graduates, and that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And all of you on your educational accomplishments, and to all the Romulus Community School graduate class of 2020, you all have persevered. And I want you to remember as you celebrate, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kennard. Next, Ms. Beard.
Hi, I concur with Mrs. Kennard also. Very proud of our salutatorian and valedictorian. Their speeches were very uplifting. Our kids have it together to be able to overcome this pandemic and the things going on in our world today, and being aware of those things and working for a change and bringing awareness to people. I think they're going to be our light of hope for the future. And I wish them all the best in all of their endeavors. And I know that they'll be successful. And I myself even got a little choked up when they were giving their speeches, Ms. Crockett. So I'm right there with you. They've done a great job. And that's all
Thank
I
you.
have. Everybody stay safe.
Thank you, Ms. Beard. Ms. Terrell?
I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to say congratulations to our graduating students. I just think that those speeches were very inspirational and uplifting. And you are special. You can accomplish whatever you set out to do. And as long as you have that in the forefront of your thoughts, it's nothing but dreams being accomplished. I also wanted to comment on the march from this past Saturday with the students and the young people that were out. It was a really great show of interest, and was really proud of the comments that were made at the event, and just wanted to say to everyone, stay safe, stay strong.
Thank you, Ms. Terrell. Ms. Funderburg?
Yes, thank you. Wow. You know, this time of year is really a very celebratory. A lot of people come together in different types of celebrations. We've had our adult education, we've had our early college ceremonies, and we've also would have had our prom toast. And, you know, so I know that this feels really very different, but I just almost feel like our 2020 graduates are being trailblazers in the fact of being able to think fast on their feet and to really come up with creative ways of how to still, in spite of the COVID-19, celebrate their successes and their wins. And so to the graduating class of 2020, whether you find yourself in adult education, whether you find yourself graduating from high school or the early college program, you know, I salute you. This is always such a really proud moment for everyone included, you know, the family, friends, but also for us too. And so although a lot of those ceremonies are missed because we don't get an opportunity to see you face to face, but we do see you in spirit. And so we just congratulate you to our salutatorian and our valedictorian. Those were superb pieces that you presented, and thank you for taking the time to prepare your speech. And I'm asking that we somehow put that on our website as for others to view, so that we can share that with our Romulus families and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Funderburg. Ms. Wester?
I concur with what everyone said as it relates to our speeches, our graduating class. It's been a difficult year. We missed a lot. They missed a lot, but they will persevere through it all. Like Ms. Funderburg said, they're the trailblazers on how to get things started, how to motivate, innovate, and move forward. So I'm really proud of that. One question outside of that, I just want to make sure we keep it on our mind and on the back burner. We need the positions for our curriculum director and grants director. Only with the upcoming school year getting ready to plan, I think we need to make sure we have a lot of those places and those positions in place so we can move forward as a whole, as well as doing our superintendent search. But otherwise, stay safe, everyone, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you, Ms. Wester. Ms. Piles?
Yes, to echo what other board members have said, I was so excited and honored to be able to listen to the speeches from our valedictorian and salutatorian this evening. Education and the way we deliver it has changed, and we were thrown into it without a plan, but part of what we do here is not just educating students to regurgitate, but teaching them how to think and how to be resilient. And the class of 2020 is such an exceptional class because they have gone without a lot of things that they planned on. And there's an element, it seems unfair, and it's so hard to have those expectations and look forward to those things and have them taken from you. But as I talk to our graduating seniors, what I'm hearing is what they've learned as a result. It doesn't stop them from not being disappointed or wishing that they would have had those experiences, but along with that disappointment and heartache exists valuable lessons and takeaways that they have shared. And although this has been, the worst, for lack of a better word, time with all of the things, the obstacles we have, it's also been the best time because we have come together as a district and as a community, and we have figured out what we need to do to continue meeting our student needs. And our students have not just survived but thrived and come back and shared with us what they've learned as a result of this particular unexpected hardship in their life. So congratulations to both of the young ladies who shared with us tonight, but congratulations to the entire graduating class and all of our students at RCS who have faced something that they didn't know was coming, weren't necessarily prepared for, but handled it very well. So thank you for that. The other thing that I wanted to point out was I'm happy for the peaceful protest that took place in our community. I know initially the first site we had construction, but I am glad that when we had that little hurdle there, we were able to work out another plan of action so that the peaceful protest could still take place. And I just it was nice to see so many people who so many different groups represented, and I regret that I wasn't able to be there. I didn't know that had been planned, and I was in Ann Arbor that day, but for another commitment with family. But I looked at pictures and I heard stories, and we had so many different groups represented, and there was such a sense of unity. And my heart is grieved by the things that have been so prevalent for so long, yet at the same time seemingly ignored. And so I'm thankful for the opportunity that we have, that these things are now out in the open and in our face, and we can no longer ignore these things. And I'm thankful for a protest, but I would like to just charge us as leaders in this district and everyone who's a part of this district that showing concern, it's a good start, but it's not enough. And all of us have been posting on social media, and that's good. But that's not going to bring change. And I would charge and encourage each of us as leaders in this community to begin to listen more and seek reading materials of authors of color, and really have have a spirit of wanting to open our minds and learn, and then look for people outside of our community so we can always be learning more and knowing more, and then sharing that after we expand ourselves. And we need to take ownership of our own education and knowledge, but then share with others and be willing to have the difficult conversations, because we cannot change things unless we're willing to face them. And this is a grievous injustice that has been perpetrated in this country forever. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to hurt to have the conversations, but we need to have them. And a lot of that starts with listening. So thank you for the one student who organized the protest, one person organized that. So if we start with a board of 7 and central office staff, and we really take the lead on owning our own knowledge and learning, and then listening more, I'm excited for the change that we can bring to this district and the unity that's ahead of us because of it.
Thank you, Ms. Piles. And I'll be very brief. I just want to thank our young leaders for, the hard work and dedication they put in. Thank you to their parents for trusting us with their education. And just, Romulus, diversity is our strength. And it's something that we should be proud of, something I'm proud of. And, just very grateful to be a part of this team. So that being said, we're going to move forward into the closed session. The original agenda item reads to review tentative contract negotiations. I want to make a quick motion to amend that to put in the what I believe to be the proper legal is a closed session under MCLA 15.268C for strategy sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement with the Romulus Education Association. Is there a support?
Support.
Supported by Ms. Funderburg. Is there a roll call, please? Or may we have a roll call, please?
Beard,
Yes.
Piles,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell.
Yes. Unanimous. We're going to go into closed session at 7:13 p.m. We should be out briefly. Again, thank you all for joining us today, and to board members, I will see you in closed session shortly.
Hello, everyone. Did everybody come back in here? Okay, you know why? Because I duplicated your session. I duplicated your session and it gave me the exact same code. So I just sent out a new one. So everybody should be able to close out of here and get into that one. Thank you.
Hey, this is Elena. Did you send me that message?
Is there in the back?
Looks like we are waiting on Ms. Terrell. If one of the board members would like to give her a text.
I am here.
Okay, we're gonna move forward. Ms. Wadsworth, I do see your comment. We're gonna come out of closed session and make a motion to come out of closed session. At this time, do I have support?
Support.
Supported by Ms. Kennard. Can we have a roll call, please?
That was Funderburg.
Oh,
No, that's Kennard.
let me start over again. I make a motion to come out of closed session,
Support, Kennard.
supported by Ms. Kennard. Roll call, please. Sorry, guys.
Piles,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Funderburg,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell,
Yes.
7:46.
7:46, we are out of closed session. At this point in time, I want to open it up to the board. Is there a motion on the floor?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add an action item for the approval of the contract negotiations for the REA.
Support, Kennard.
Motion by Ms. Funderburg, supported by Ms. Kennard. If there's no discussion, can we have a roll call to amend the agenda, please?
Piles,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Funderburg,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell,
Yes, motion is carries unanimous. I would like to open the floor back up. Is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. President. I move that the Board of Education approve the proposed REA contract negotiated for the 2020-2021 school year, effective July 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
support,
Support, Kennard.
Moved by Ms. Funderburg. Who was the support?
Wester did first.
Moved by Ms. Funderburg, supported by Ms. Wester. Is there any discussion?
Actually, just a comment. We entrusted our negotiating team to work with the REA to come up with a resolution or this particular negotiation contract agreement prior to us having to get an outside source. So I just wanted to commend the parties involved, that we were able to have a healthy negotiation process, and that they worked to get this solidified prior to us having to spend the monies that we were going to spend to bring on a third-party agency. So I just wanted to say thank you for your hard work. I know this is always tough, but when we keep in mind the spirit of negotiations and the overall impact of how it's going to have on our students that we service, it makes you, kind of come to a compromise. And so thank you. Thank you very much.
Any further discussion? I would just like to tip my hat to the whole team, all parties involved. You guys are great. From our district office to the REA. This was collaborative. This was teamwork. This has saved the district, a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of funds that we can apply into the classrooms, hopefully. And I'm very grateful, and I'm inspired. This is good stuff. Very, very happy. If there's no additional comments regarding this, we'll do a roll call.
Kennard,
Yes.
Wester, yes. Terrell,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Piles,
Yes.
Martell.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous. Before we go adjourn, I did see that Ms. Wadsworth had a comment, so I'm going to open the floor for her. There's no objections. Ms. Wadsworth, the floor is yours.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great, thank you. I am very happy that you guys were able to quickly and I can't come up with the right word, but thank you for helping us settle our contract quickly and effectively. I did want to note that there's 26 of us that are not going to receive the correct amount of pay. There's 26 teachers that have been in a mess for about 15 years with pay cuts. And in our last contract, when they settled it, Mr. Banis made a mistake. They rectified it at the time with our union and the board by giving us 2 stipends or not quite payroll adjustments. And we were told that those would be good until the end of the contract, at which time the union had hoped to put the 26 of us on the correct step. But I was told by my union that did not happen. Therefore, the 26 of us are all different steps for that matter, will actually receive a reduced amount of wages in this next contract. I did reach out to the union, but I didn't seem to understand why it wasn't corrected, and I just wanted all of you to be aware. Unfortunately, it's been rough on us 26 for a really long time. It would be nice if we were placed on the correct steps. For me personally, it's a difference of about $3,200 a year, but it's different for everybody depending on where they were in the district when the pay cuts hit.
Thank you, Ms. Wadsworth, for bringing that to our attention. That's something that the board will be discussing, but thank you for bringing it to our attention.
I appreciate your insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Wadsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, if there's no additional comments or we're at the end of the agenda. Again, very, very grateful we were able to get so much accomplished this week, this month. I'm going to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Supported by Ms. Wester. Can we have a roll call, please?
Beard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
You're moving too fast. Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Piles,
Yes.
Wester, yes, and Martell.
Yes.
We are done.
Meeting adjourned, 7:53.
Who supported that?
I did.
Okay, that's what I
Moved
got.
by
Okay.
Martell,
Yep.
supported by
Okay,
West.
thanks. Yep. All right, you guys
Thank you,
have a good
everybody.
evening.
Stay safe. God bless.